Hi folks, it's Crystalline. Welcome back to my channel. Today is December 1st, so happy December. I can't believe we are already here in December, but I think like most of us, I am not sad about 2020 ending. So since this is my first year in my plant journey and also my first year making videos on YouTube, I thought I might as well try to do Vlogmas. For those of you who don't know what Vlogmas is, it is starting on the 1st of December, posting a video every day leading up to Christmas. I'm not sure how everyone else does it, but I personally will do it with my last video being posted on Christmas Day. Yeah, and I don't know if Vlogmas is really the right word for what I'm doing. I guess PLANTMAS might be a better word for it. So PLANTMAS, Vlogmas, whatever you want to call it, I am going to try to post a video every single day from today until Christmas Day, up to and including Christmas Day. So I thought that we would start off with kind of a fun one, and one I have not done yet. And I thought that we would start off today with a video about my wish list plants. So before we get into that, I'm filming in front of my greenhouse cabinet. I will be posting a video tomorrow of me putting this cabinet together. So that will be day 2 of PLANTMAS, Vlogmas, whatever you want to call it. I think I'm going to stick with PLANTMAS because I like that more. So PLANTMAS. That will be day 2, and then I will do a tour at some point once I get my grow lights came in, so I'm going to be putting those into the cabinet, and I will be doing a tour video of all of the plants in the cabinet as well as the video of me putting it together. So tomorrow should be a short video because it only took me about an hour to put together, but I'm going to speed it up, obviously. Before I get into my wish list, I just want to say thank you to everyone who has already subscribed to my channel. It means a lot to me that people care about what I think about plants, because this has been honestly such a great hobby for me, and I've really been loving learning and growing and documenting that journey here a little bit. So thank you so much to everyone who has already subscribed. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe now, and I promise I will be posting super exciting videos, at least to me, for the month of December, and from there on out also. So let's go ahead and get into my wish list video. Alright, so I'm going to do my top 10 wish list plants, and these aren't necessarily in any order except for my number 1 wish list plant. And I will be putting pictures on the screen of these plants as I talk about them, because obviously I don't have them, and that is why they're on my wish list. I've broken them up into just the families of plants, and they're all aroids, surprise, surprise. There are no Hoya on this list because I'm not that into Hoya. But the 3 categories of plants that I have are Monstera, Antherium, and Philodendron. So I'm going to start with the Monsteras that I'm looking for, and then I'll go into the Antheriums, and I will finish on Philodendrons because Philodendrons are my favorite. So the very first plant on my wish list is the Monstera dubia. This is a shingling plant, and I do not currently have any shingling plants, or at least not any plants that are growing in a shingling fashion, and I think these are just the most adorable little leaves. These don't really look like other Monstera in my opinion because of their shingling nature, but I just think they look really cool, and I really like the shape of the leaves and how closely they grow together, and I think they're just a super interesting little plant. The next plant on my wish list is a Monstera standaleyana. So this plant has beautiful variegation. As you can see here, it has this white and cream variegation, and it has the more it has the more long leaves, the more ovular shaped leaves. I'm not sure what the term is for these leaf shapes, but the Standliana has got them. The next plant on my wish list is the Monstera Thai constellation. This is another variegated Monstera, and this plant has a type of variegation that is more stable than other plants such as the Monstera albo that I recently got, or the pink princess philodendron, or other plants like that that can revert. The Thai constellation actually has the variegation in its genetics, which I think is super cool. And I am not a botanist and I do not know that much about plants, but I do like the idea of a plant with variegation that is stable and will not revert on me without warning, and also without me having to chop the plant as it starts to revert. So those are the 3 Monstera on my list. So the next plants that I want to talk about are the Antheriums that I am looking for. So 2 of these Antheriums are a bit similar in appearance, and that's probably why I like them both, because I like the look of one, I will like the look of the other, and it's going to take me a while to learn about the differences between the 2. So the first Antherium on my list is the Antherium crystallinum. This is a beautiful heart-shaped, velvety, sparkly Antherium, and it has everything that I love about plants' foliage and everything that I could possibly ask for in a plant. And I don't have any Antheriums currently, so I would be learning about the care of Antheriums as I am caring for this plant. I've been putting off getting any Antheriums because for some reason I have the idea in my head that they're harder to care for than philodendrons, and so I wanted to make sure that I got a handle on taking care of some easier care plants before I jumped into hard to care for plants. The next Antherium on my list is the plant that looks similar to the first Antherium that I mentioned, the crystallinum, and this is the Antherium clarinervium. Again, it's just everything I could want in the foliage of a plant. I think it's beautiful. I am looking forward to adding some Antheriums to my collection. The third Antherium on my wish list is the Antherium warocqueanum, sometimes called the Queen Antherium. It is this long-leaved beauty with velvety leaves and dark colors and contrasting veining, and I think it's a stunning plant. And I have a pink princess, so now I want to bring a queen into my collection as well. There's also a king Antherium, the Antherium veitchii, but I'm not as interested in that plant. But yeah, the Antherium warocqueanum is definitely on my wish list. Finally, it's time to get into the list of my wish list philodendrons. So I've listed 6 plants so far, and so the next 4 are all philodendron, including my #1 wish list plant. But the first philodendron on my wish list is the Philodendron giganteum variegata, or variegated giganteum philodendron. This, as you can probably tell, I am into the variegation of plants. I'm into plants with different colors on them, and this plant has a really interesting type of variegation. I think it's more mottled and speckly, and it kind of looks like the Philodendron illmanii or ilsamanii, that is super rare and not something I'm trying to get my hands on just yet. So I think this is a cool comparable plant to that, but hopefully less expensive and more obtainable. The next philodendron on my wish list is the Philodendron strawberry shake. This plant is related to the Philodendron pink princess. I'm not sure if this plant is the original and the pink princess is a variation on this plant, or how it works. I'm not entirely sure, but I just think the strawberry shake is a really cool plant. It has the pink and cream colored variegation, and it truly does look like a strawberry milkshake on a plant. And yeah, it's it's just a pretty plant. I mean, I think that's pretty much all I'm really looking for is the aesthetics of some of these plants. Obviously, some plants are cool for other reasons other than aesthetically, but for me, if I don't think a plant looks cool, I don't need it in my collection. So the plants on my wish list are obviously plants I think are super cool looking. The next philodendron on my wish list, it was a really close between this one and my number one wish list plant, which one I was going to list as number one because I think both of these plants are super cool. But the next plant I want to talk about is the Philodendron Melanochrysum verrucosum hybrid. So this plant has all of the great qualities of the Melanochrysum and the great qualities of the verrucosum. Since those are both velvet-leafed philodendrons, I think this plant got that quality, obviously. It kind of has the look of a verrucosum as far as the coloring goes, but it's a little darker from the Melanochrysum side, and it has the longer leaves like the Melanochrysum. So I do have a verrucosum and a Melanochrysum, and I love them both, and I think they're both really cool plants. So their hybrid sounds like a dream to me. I've seen this plant in Rachel Heart-Shaped Leaves videos. She has this plant because it is a classic heart-shaped velvety leafed philodendron. So I think it's a really cool plant, and yeah, would love to have it as part of my collection. My number one wish list plant is the Philodendron El Chaco Red. Now, this is a variation of Philodendron verrucosum. If you can tell, there is a slight pattern to the plants that I am interested in. I do love velvet-leaved philodendrons so much, and I think they are just the coolest plants. But the El Chaco Red is in a league of its own. It has the beautiful red backing and the fuzzy petioles, and it's just an incredible plant, and the number one plant I hope to get my hands on in 2021. That is it for my 2021 top 10 wish list plants. I am not sure how I will go about getting any of these plants. I'm hoping mostly through trades or from cuttings, but the El Chaco Red I really would like to get a full plant of rather than just a cutting, because I just really want that plant in my collection, and I think it would be incredible to have a full plant with multiple leaves on it from the beginning rather than growing it from a cutting or a node or anything like that. So here's hoping I can find all of these plants for reasonable prices in 2021. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you've made it this far in this video, you now know what my top 10 wish list plants are and the plants I will be looking out for in 2021. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. And in the comments down below, let me know what your wish list plants are, or some things that you're hoping to get for Christmas, or whatever your wish list currently is. It doesn't have to be plant related. It would be great if it was plant related, but if it's not plant related, let me know what you're on the lookout for. Thanks everyone.